Welcome, everybody,
Yes.
to Discussions and Drinks featuring Bacon is My Podcast.
Yeah, that's us.
We are here. We are here right now. We are live with our patrons over at patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast. If you want to join in on the conversation and be a part of it there, we do have our friends over in the UK.
Yeah, my eye was like itchy.
What
all
happened?
Of a sudden. I don't know. It was just very itchy.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, splash some water in it. Sweet hoodie. Let's get that intro rolling.
Okay.
And let's get into the show.
I can't find the mouse. Can't find the mouse.
Here it comes.
Wrong intro.
Welcome. It is Monday, February 10th.
It is.
That is the day of our Lord.
Yes.
And our holidays today that we are celebrating. 1, National Clean Out Your Computer Day. Get rid of that porn.
Cookies. It's all about getting rid of the cookies.
Getting rid of the cookies. Clean out that computer day. It is also all the news that's fit to print day.
Yeah, that intrigued me a little bit. No, don't, not that one. Don't bring us down.
Yeah. Well, it is though. It is Children's Hospice Day. The importance of hospice in healthcare. Very important. If anybody feels like that's something that they're in fear of losing,
cool.
We should
Thanks for
we should do your thing.
Show down,
we should do the things. It is also Feast of St. Paul's Shipwreck.
Oh yes, yes.
It is also International Cribbage Day.
Yeah.
Ever played cribbage?
Nope.
Me either. It is also International Epilepsy Day.
Oh, okay.
So no flashy lights.
Yeah, we shouldn't have played that intro.
Yeah. National Cream Cheese Brownie Day.
Never had a cream cheese brownie.
I've never had a cream cheese brownie. I'm not actually sure what that is.
Yeah,
brownie with cream cheese in it?
I know that cream cheese in a lot of applications for dessert it's almost like a cheesecake.
Yeah.
Because like you add flour to the cheese,
right?
Cream cheese or whatever. I'm not particularly an enthusiast of that modality of dessert, but each their own.
Nor am I, but hey, I'll try anything twice.
I like brownies.
Yeah, I do like brownies.
Yeah.
I put this on National Flannel Day.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing my pink flannel right now. I switched out of another flannel because we're filming a couple things in the same day, and I want it to look like time has passed.
Yes.
Yes. It is National Home Warranty Day.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't.
I wait all year.
Warranties.
I wait all year to get myself a smoothie to celebrate National Home Warranty Day. I don't know the connection, but I wait all year. It's this one I like. National Julio Day.
Oh, you go Julio.
Yeah, if you got a Julio in your life, this is their day. If you are a Julio, happy day.
Thanks for being you.
It's your day.
And hopefully you're down by the schoolyard.
With me.
Yeah.
It is National Poop Day.
Yeah, it's one of the most important faculties of a human.
Indeed. So everybody today, have yourself a nice poop. Right?
Everybody poops. Let's not.
That's true. It's National Umbrella Day.
Yeah.
Ella.
A.
Umbrellas are incredibly important.
I had to buy one. I bought one on the streets in New York City, $5.
You don't realize
a little travel one.
You don't realize how great of an invention the umbrella is until you need one, and then you have one, and you're like, "Goodness, I'm dry." At least my head and shoulders.
For the most part,
my head and shoulders are dry.
Yeah.
My calves are soaking wet.
Not so much.
Yeah. It's also, and I just like the way this is phrased.
Yeah.
Yo, happy Oatmeal Monday.
Yeah. So there used to be we still celebrate it,
Mhm.
right? Back in the FFR days, Farther from Resolution, one of my old bands, it used to be every once in a while, Grundle Monday.
Grundle.
We
great.
never rehearsed on a Monday,
Okay.
but we just come in and be like, "Hey guys, happy Grundle Monday," and we celebrate.
I like that. I like inventing
Yeah,
a day
yeah,
with friends. I think that should be a thing. I think more people should have a group of friends and just create a day with those friends and be like,
yeah.
"Yo, every day on this date, every year, we're going to get together and do something,
I like that.
whatever that thing is."
Create your own
Right?
traditions.
Create your own traditions. I think that's important.
What most holidays are, anyway. You just
Yeah.
made up.
Well, all words are made up,
Right.
you know?
All holidays are made up too.
Indeed. Can't have a holiday without words.
Damn right.
Got to call it something,
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I 100% agree.
So I think invent your own holidays. I think
Invent
you
it.
should do it. I think
Do
you
it.
should do it. What have you been thinking about this week? What's been going on with you?
Man, so this week has been quite busy in a lot of different facets of life. Like for us, the podcast thing.
Yep.
We've had some things kind of thrown at us that are exciting possibilities.
Yeah.
Like the podcast has some cool things possibly going on.
Sure. Absolutely.
So everything from the horror convention to possible interviews with some pretty interesting guests. It's been really cool. Also, like on the back end, I do think we're going to go back to a once a week format, unless we get like piled up with
episodes and guests
because we've kind of hit this new resurgence. Things are kind of coming together. I feel like we had a stride. We hit podcast movement. We were like, we need to change everything, and then we did, and then we were like, we don't need to change that much,
right?
But we did. We kind of honed in on some stuff.
Yes,
and here we are. We got some good shows going on. We've got some cool opportunities coming up.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed about them actually coming to fruition. But so that the Oswald thing, we've got a lot of things working.
Yeah, Oswald's Revenge, our band.
My normal 9 to 5. It's grant writing season. It's sponsorship writing season.
Yes.
So I am very much working on that stuff. And yeah, just juggling it all. And it's 4 hours. 4 hours of timer.
That's been on for 4 hours.
Yeah, I was working this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You do that.
It's been a little bit of a crazy week. My head's been in a lot of areas, but got something special dance with Lacey.
That's tonight, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's pretty great.
That's fun.
Tonight as we're recording this.
Yeah.
But another fun thing that Oswald has been doing is kind of getting. I'm not saying like we're getting tons of radio play, but we've gotten picked up by certain things that we're going to be making appearances on, being played, having some spins, stuff like that. And one of those things is tonight, as you're listening to this.
Yes, the 10th.
On February 10th, we will be on WHCP 90.3 in New York. We're going to be on Rising Stars Radio.
Rising Stars
with
Radio.
Our buddy Rick Eberly. That'll be really cool because he's going to spin the Oswald songs. We got.
Well, he's spinning a song that isn't even out yet.
Yes. Yep. And we're going to do some acoustic.
And we're going to play.
So there's going to be might not have heard
3 songs that are not yet released.
Right. 3 songs.
Plus the Slight will be added to his show. 2 of those songs will be us doing an acoustic performance of them, live acoustic. So if you want to check that out and hear a brand new Oswald song that will be coming out Friday, Friday, yeah.
Valentine's Day.
So week early.
Yeah.
Week early.
And for those of you who are not in New York who still want to listen, it is wnccradio.org or on the WHPC app. It's going to be Monday, February 10th.
Yep.
From 10 to 11.
Which is the day this is coming
Eastern
out.
Time.
Links will be in the description, all that kind of stuff. Let's also back up a little bit because I'm looking in our chat over here. Donna's here. Hello, Donna. We're going to talk a little bit about Donna has a new project that's coming out that I think everybody should check out as well.
Agree.
But she said, "Did you say HorrorCon?" You blew through a whole bunch of stuff.
Well,
really,
there's a lot
really
going
fast
on.
because it's a lot going on.
But I wanted to leave the HorrorCon thing more to you because it's not definite for the podcast.
Well, right. I'm hoping. He said he would email you today, so that should be coming in. But there is something called the Long Island Convention of Horror, and that is February 28th through March 2nd. Now, we're working on possibly being a part of that as well. And we have, sorry, there's a bunch of guests, there's a bunch of things happening. One of the things that is happening at that HorrorCon is that is going to be the first 2025 show of my band Craving Strange.
Yeah.
We are going to be playing a show at the Horror Ball, which will be Saturday night after everything. It's like the after party of the convention. So we will be playing that, which will be awesome. That is, I'll tell you guys where it is. You can go to lihorrorcon.com to get tickets or figure out information or find any of that stuff. You can check that out. It is at the Hyatt Regency Long Island in Hauppauge, New York. So check that out. We are also possibly going to have some BIMP representation there as well. We might be doing some interviews, doing some 7 questions, maybe even being on a panel or 2, something like that. A lot of things, a lot of options are open for us. So we're just trying to like iron all that stuff out, but there's definitely going to be a Craven Strange show.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's the first one of the year. We're not going to be doing many this year. We're kind of really kind of picking our spots. We got 2 songs coming out and maybe a couple shows, but we're taking a little bit of a break while we're focusing on the Oswald stuff and really getting that out there. And the other guys are doing some other musical projects as well, which I'm super excited to hear that stuff. But yeah, LI Horror Con.
Yeah, love it.
I'm super excited for it. That's gonna be.
I mean,
cool
if
thing.
Nothing else, like if the podcast doesn't do it, whatever.
Right.
But the fact that you guys are doing a show for a horror convention is just very, very cool.
Psyched.
I know AJ from Werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
They usually do one down in the Florida area.
Yeah.
Every year, and it's like one of his favorite gigs.
I'm super honored to have been picked.
Yeah.
Like to be like when I got the I got an email about it. I was just like, what? You want us to play what? Cool. Yes. All right. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Like just a really cool thing to do. I just want to be at it.
Right.
So, and he was like, come every day and we'll make you a part of things too. And it was like, okay.
That's amazing.
Cool. And he was like, if you want to be on any panels or if you want to do anything, they're doing like, if anyone, I don't know if anyone in the band played like D&D type board games. I think maybe Chris may have at one point in his life, but they were like, they're having like a all-star game on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It was like, if you guys want to be a part of that game on Sunday, come do it and stuff. And so it's like they're just really including us and stuff too.
That's awesome.
Which is super cool. So
engaging people, that's what it's all about, man. It's
doing different things. Doing different things.
Yeah, I think that's super important, and I think that's we're gonna ask you what you're into this week as well. But like I think that's been a major part of both of our lives for the past year, right? Like,
Yeah.
we enjoy what we do, where we enjoy what we're, you know, the different aspects of life and stuff like that. But I think people get too caught up in, well, if you're not doing this with everything you've got, and you've kind of looked other places and you're trying other things, means that you don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And it's like, no, you know what? Sometimes when you do something for a really long time and you haven't looked at what the world around you, you don't stay inspired.
Yeah.
You know?
I think tunnel vision is really helpful in doses.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's time and a place.
sometimes you need it because it helps you get a lot done, and it helps you really kind of like jump forward, right? But I also think that if you stay in that tunnel vision, that's when you hit plateaus and you miss things.
Yeah.
Because you haven't taken yourself out, and you're just, you know, not looking side to side. And I think multiple things can be true at the same time. You know, you can be the person that does this thing and feel like you're happy with it and known for it and all that kind of stuff, but you can also do other things.
Yeah.
And to put yourself in a box is like, if you're doing something artistic in general, and I think as musicians, this happens to us a lot. And I know it's happened to me, and I see it happen to other people. You tend to put yourself, like, you want to do anything other than be in a box until you build the one around you that you're in. And then you've put yourself in a box.
Right.
Right. And I think that we tend to do that a lot. We just think that our box is prettier because we got to make it.
Yeah.
Right. But you're still in a box. And the only way to advance is to get outside of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not still important. Doesn't mean it's not still there. All that kind of stuff. And I think people understand this. I think there's a certain anxiety involved too. Like, I know I had it where it's like, I'm going to take a break from Creating Exchange for a little while. That was full of anxiety for me, because I was like, oh no, are people going to think that we're done? Is my band going to be mad that I am doing that? Are we going to lose things by not having like the foot on the gas type thing? Is it going to hurt the business that we've done so far? Right? All these things come up, and you're like, you know what? Like, I don't know the answers to any of those things, so I can't let that stop me from doing. We can't let answers that we don't know stop us from taking steps.
Yeah.
Or making changes or doing things. We have to go, I don't know these answers, but the only way to find them out is to do the thing.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe nothing bad happens and everything gets better. Cool. Maybe there's some hurdles to jump over. Sure. Maybe it's all in my head and I'm just an anxiety-ridden person and I overthink things.
Sure.
And that's the problem. You know, like, I'd rather know those answers than keep myself in the box and not ever find out those answers, and not find out if I could have moved something.
Yeah.
You know,
I just think it's really important to experience other things, and
Yeah.
you know, like, even you know, I'm dealing with a little bit of stuff with Gavin too, where it's just like, I have my friends, these are the people, and it's like, no, you have to go out and socialize. Like, school holds certain functions. Go there, interact with different people.
right.
Like it's okay to choose who you speak with and who you know, that kind of stuff, but speak to other people before you make that judgment on
Yeah.
other people. You know, get to know them. Don't just make that. You know, that I'm not going to say that I've never done it before. We all
Well-
fall victim to it. But, you know,
Yeah.
you know, get to know somebody, figure out if it's what you want in your life or not. Don't just assume that it's not what you want in your life. And you know, I think it's really important from a creative standpoint too, you know, to see what else is out there. I know that, you know, we can both talk very candidly and mostly from a band perspective, right? And I think what a lot of people don't realize is, as creatives, like true creative forces behind things don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again, because then it stops being creative.
Right.
You know, I've
I
gone
want
out,
templates for my emails, and that's about it.
right.
I don't want
Exactly.
I don't want my templates in life.
Yeah. And I think that the perception from an indie band like, you know, any of us, people kind of look at these bands, these legacy bands that have been doing it forever and stuff like that, and they go, well, they've been doing it forever, why aren't we?
Right.
And there's a lot of harsh truths behind that. It's like,
Sure.
well, because either we haven't put enough work into it, we haven't met the right people, it's not really that good. Like,
right. Maybe we're not that good.
Right. and quite frankly, why don't we do the same thing over and over and over again? Well, I'm not getting paid to do it.
Right.
You know, like Foo Fighters, they can release the same album once a year for the next 20 years. You know why they can do that, and why they probably will? The only reason why they will is because they'll get paid for it. It's
Sure.
not because they want to. It's because they'll get paid for it. It's not going to happen. But I'm just saying,
Right.
like,
Right. They
you know,
could.
So
But even
why-
they push their envelope, do different things. Dave Grohl goes out and plays drums for everyone.
everybody
Everyone in that band has another band.
everybody does other things, and
You
that's
know?
what keeps. So you can come back to Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey guys, I learned something here. Hopefully, it helps us here."
Well, and we associate it with the band thing because it's what we're in and what we
Yeah.
do. But I think you can zoom out of that, and you can, I mean, think about going to high school
Mhm.
and how scary it was to talk to anybody new,
Yeah,
right? But when you did, everyone listening to this everyone listening to this who has a friend from high school, at one point, you didn't know them.
Mhm.
It was terrifying to talk to them, and you did it anyway, and they became a lifelong friend.
your life is richer because of it.
Right. And I think that we, for whatever reason, we try and close that door out of just not wanting to feel those anxieties again. Right. And as we get older, we're like, I shouldn't be feeling this anxiety again. But it's like, you do. You absolutely do. But think about friends that you met at your job that became really good friends. At one point, you probably had the same anxiety. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how charismatic you are. There's an inherent anxiety with talking to somebody new. And you're not going to talk to 10 new people and get 10 new best friends.
No.
You'll talk to 10 and you'll get, if you're lucky, maybe you'll get one person that you connect with and you become friendly with, right? But that's awesome because you learn something from that person, or they're into something that you're into, but they have a different take on it. So you learn a new way of,
Yeah.
doing something, or you have a shared memory of growing up. And so there's a connection there.
Yeah.
Or you introduce them to one of your friends that you've had for a long time and they become best friends. right? Like there's all these things that happen from taking that initial different step, talking to somebody new, doing something new, trying something new. You went in and you did an interview for every job you've ever had. An interview is just an audition.
Yep.
Talking to someone for the first time is an audition of friendship.
Yeah.
Right? All you're doing is you're trying to find some kind of connection. And I'm here to tell you that you haven't made all the connections you need in your life. I don't care who you are or where you are.
Yep.
Right? Maybe you've made all the ones that you'll have. Maybe you are going to close yourself off and be completely happy with it, and that's totally fine. But there's always room for more. And if you have it in you that you want to do different things or experience different things, you have to do those things.
Yep.
I want to point out our friend Donna. Our friend Donna, and she's been kind of working or having an idea to create something for a very long time. And she just released 13 Blue Angel Feathers, which is her clothing design company.
Yeah.
And it's a drop shipping t-shirt, sweatshirt, printing service. And she's doing the designs, and her daughter's helping her do designs, and she's incredibly talented, and it was a scary thing for her. And I want to put a link on it in the description. And I want people to go check out her designs because they're really good. And I commend her for taking a step and doing something different, something that probably scared the hell out of her to do.
Yeah.
So proud of you for doing that. That's super cool.
Absolutely. And don't just check out.
Yeah, buy something.
Buy something.
Well, you'll buy something when you check it out because they're good designs.
They're cool designs.
They're cool. So you'll totally do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna try that Nope shirt.
What's funny is when you were out and I was kind of talking to her about it, I was like, I like the Nope shirt too. I like the V-neck. I know you're
I'm not usually a V-neck guy.
I think you're gonna love it.
I think I might love it.
Dude, as a person who hates sleeves, which I know you are, giving yourself a little bit of a
Cleave,
a little bit of a neck freedom, you're gonna love it, man.
Yeah.
You might never go back.
I might never go back.
You might not be a t-shirt guy anymore.
That's hard to believe.
I know. You'll be cutting V's.
You'll
be cutting V's.
The V's down. Yeah.
We'll just see how deep your V gets.
Yeah.
You might not be a deep V guy.
Might not. I might not.
I'm not a deep V guy.
No, just a little.
If I weighed like 115 pounds, I'd be a deep V guy.
Right.
Sure. Then I'd be a deep V.
That makes sense. But yeah. I think it's really important to just get yourself out there and like. No way of doing things is, I mean, yeah, there are right and wrong ways to do certain things, but like, especially when it comes to creativity and new experiences, it's like the way you've been doing things may be correct for you right now, but when you go and see what else is out in the world, you might be able to find a new way.
Yeah.
And that could be cool too to embrace, and that's kind of where I've been at. That's, we talked about it earlier last year in one of these discussion shows where it's just like, I want to go out and write different things and work with different people and try other things and just expand myself. And I was fortunate enough to work with a number of different people and learn new ways of doing things. And it's only made me better,
Yeah, for sure.
And I've said it a few times to a few different people, like on the creative side, like what's the worst that can happen? You learn how you don't want to do something,
right? And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I love learning how I don't want to do something.
Yeah, you can learn that this is not the route you'd take.
Yeah,
and that's totally cool too. You learn still.
You never know what your thing is.
Until it's your thing. Yeah. Sometimes
you just do something and then you're like, oh, maybe that's my thing.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of like that.
You're right.
It's
interesting. It's interesting to but yeah, it's been a lot of stuff. I think that's going to be my forever New Year's resolution kind of thing, where it's not even just a resolution; it's going to be
That's a life change.
lifestyle.
Yeah,
that I kind of started it last year and just continuing to embrace it this year.
Yeah,
and hopefully not just leading by example, but hopefully I can let others feel the same, that they're excited to try something different with somebody else, and if I can inspire somebody by my process. Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Evolution, baby. You know that there are people that are being born already without wisdom teeth?
Really?
Yeah, or just two. And two of them are not ever even in there or showing up. You know what that is? That's evolution.
Yeah.
Physical evolution happens really slowly. It does happen. Sorry, it does happen. But mental and emotional evolution, that's up to you.
Yep.
Right? Whoever comes, the societies that come after you will get there.
Yeah.
Right? You have to allow yourself to get there too. No matter what is happening in the world that is trying to force you to not evolve and just stay cavemen, you can make the choice to always emotionally and mentally try to learn something new, try and be more accepting, try and understand things better, try and find a new way of looking at anything that you're going to do or any experience you're about to have, or anyone you come across. Always be open to that change. Be like, like, I have a chance to evolve here. I have a chance to evolve my perception of this thing, or of who I am as a person, as an artist, as a friend, as a relationship person, as a lover, as a musician, as a painter, as a anything. A podcaster. We're discussing a lot.
Yes.
But we're not drinking anything. And that is half of the name of the show.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, we're 30 minutes in.
Right. While you think about what we're going to discuss next, I am going to
re-ice
and also pour us a beverage, because I brought us a beverage today to try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sideways on that.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the beverage that you chose, because I do know about it.
Have you had it?
I have not had that particular one.
Okay.
But I don't really like Jack.
Yeah.
I don't like the sweetness. I don't like the sour. It's just not my thing. Mash is not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be in for a fun reaction from me.
Possibly.
But oh shit. I think I need to drink the. And for those who don't know this, we're banking episodes today. This is our second of 3 episodes. So and then I have the someone special dance.
Yes. Which is awesome. I love that. And I will be going to see our buddy DJ from Revel 9.
Yes.
The Revel 9 show tonight. We were trying. So I have a complex relationship with Jack.
Yes. Yeah.
I mentioned in our previous show, we were hot and heavy for a while.
Yeah. Well, you can hear all about it next week on the episode with Plastic Ryan.
So I haven't drank regular Jack in a very, very long time. Annie's mom, for Christmas, got me Jack Daniel's Bonded Tennessee Whiskey, which is a different variation on Jack Daniel's, aged in select barrels. It is distilled by a single distiller during a single season, matured in a government bonded warehouse for at least 4 years. It's 100 proof. It is, which I don't believe Jack is 100 proof. I think it's 80.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Right? Something like that. So this is going to be a stronger Jack, which Jack has a burn.
Yes, it does.
We'll see what we get out of this. Now, I do enjoy the cork.
Yeah.
I like a good cork.
I like a cork.
Smells like Jack.
Oh God, if it smells like Jack, that could be a problem.
Yeah, it might be a problem. Let's see. Let's see what we get.
That smell makes me
Woo!
sick. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Just little. That's good. That's too much.
Just covering the ice.
No, don't cover the ice. I don't want it.
So let's.
I don't want it.
It might be great.
It might be great.
Might be great.
I'm gonna hold my breath.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna hold your nose. I was like, do not do that.
I'm not gonna hold my nose.
Do not do
I'm
that.
gonna hold my breath so I don't breathe through my nose when we drink this, though, because I'm not.
Well, you need to. I mean, you got a bouquet when you drink.
It literally makes me sick.
It's part of the experience.
You're loving this.
Hey, how often do we do things on here that are gonna make me sick?
All the time.
All right, so
all the time.
So breathe it in, baby. Evolve.
Evolve.
I don't hate it.
It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
No, actually,
It reminds me of.
I'm enjoying the aftertaste. It's giving me the Jack chest.
Oh, it's burned.
It's the Jack Daniels chest.
I have to say it's not terrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way to drink it.
We're getting in our patrons are saying that this is very anticlimactic, and
Pinky is disappointed because
hey, you know what, Pinky?
She wanted a better.
He's often when we eat things anticlimactic. He relies on my inability to poker face my way through things.
Yeah. Well,
he's the straight man of those.
Yeah.
Of these tastings.
I am super excited because the next discussion and drinks that we do. I was going to surprise you and just have it happen.
Oh, okay. What are we having happen?
Well, that I'm not going to tell you. But it's planned out, and it's going to be hilarious.
Oh, perfect. Great.
So, a couple weeks from now.
Do I need to eat bananas before I come in?
No. Actually, you know what? Might be delicious.
Okay.
It's going to be delicious.
But heat-wise, do I need to eat bananas before I come in?
No.
Peptic ulcer.
Nope.
Right. It's my health.
Nope. You got your teeth done. That's all finished.
Yep, my teeth are done and finished.
So you'll be in good shape.
Awesome. Well, my teeth are almost done and finished. I just got a root canal yesterday. Finally, after months and months of trying to get an appointment, trying to find an appointment that I could afford. My insurance doesn't cover anything.
Cool. Love insurance.
Yeah. Found a place that my insurance would cover, which is a school, and scheduled my appointment only to find out that when I went in to get it, my insurance no longer covers it because my insurance changed in January. So regardless, got it last night. I won't get a cap until I go back, and I got to get a cap for it.
Okay.
But I don't need to, I've got a filling in, a temporary. So I can eat whatever.
What I can tell you, what I'll tell you is this: it's less about what the food is, more about the presentation.
Okay.
And Gavin has agreed to take part.
So it's possibly gross.
Yes.
Because Gavin, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You have a child that likes to eat gross things.
Well,
he gets excited about trying gross things.
He's excited.
He's a champion.
He's excited to present the gross. Well.
Oh, is he thinking he's not going to eat it if he comes in here? I don't care how old he is.
No, he'll eat it. He'll eat it. It's yeah, I'm excited for the presentation. It's
all right.
Stay tuned, patrons. Next week.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Next week. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It won't be next week for our listeners, just for the patrons, right?
No. It'll be in a couple of weeks for our listeners, but it'll happen.
It'll
happen on the
listeners. If you want to see it as it happens, or be there live when it happens, jump over to patreon.com/bacon on my podcast. Otherwise, you'll get it. Yeah. You'll get a slightly edited version of it.
Yes.
In a few weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, the buildup is here.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
It's
Excellent.
less about the actual food, more about the presentation. Let that stew for a second. And
yeah, that's rolling around in my brain balls.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
But speaking of your brain balls,
yeah,
what's been going on with you this week? Like what have you been thinking about?
Well, we try really hard in this show to not talk about a few things.
Yeah. You know what?
But
gloves off for, I mean, we've got
the
like
state
15
of
minutes,
the world,
15, 20 minutes. So we're gonna put a timer on it.
Okay.
All right.
Let me just say,
you know what I'm gonna do?
Without picking a side, or no, everybody knows what side I'm on, without pushing aside, I will say that hypothetically, if we were in a world right now where over the last week, Bill Gates or George Soros got access to the financial systems of our government and access to all of society's
just an FYI
social security numbers.
I'm going to stop this for a second because I have right here my little timer app. You get 10 minutes.
I'm not even going to go past. I'm not even going to get there. I'm just saying, if what was happening right now was happening with any billionaire, I would feel exactly the same. And watching people just break their backs to bend over and defend something because they're so afraid to criticize anything on their side because they've picked a team
or admit they're wrong,
blows my mind, but not as much as I am like, I don't want the country to be run by billionaires because they don't understand the problems of people that aren't billionaires. Nor do they care. I don't want someone who brags about firing people when their union is on a picket line. I don't want someone that brags about that and also has government contracts and makes most of his money from government contracts to be able to decide what government programs pay who, because there's a conflict of interest there that should not be ignored. And I think it's crazy to me that anyone who claims to want small government and more control and was mad about there not being a primary or people not being elected fairly or any of this kind of stuff to be cool with what's going on. And it's blowing my mind. And I've been losing my shit all week.
I think there's two contributing factors to this. Number one, admitting you were wrong is it's not easy.
Sure.
Especially if you don't have that in your repertoire of being a human, right?
Sure.
Some people have to work toward that. Everybody has to work toward it in some degree.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've both worked on ourselves to a point where we can accept when we're wrong and we can turn around and go, hey, I was wrong about that. Hey, I misspoke. we happen to be a minority, and I'm learning that more and more throughout my life. And so I think that's number one, is admitting you're wrong.
Right.
I think 1B is just the sheer lack of informing yourself.
Yeah.
The complete lack. The election was won based on people who go, well, and listen, I'm not saying that everybody that voted this way feel this way, but I do think that a vast majority of people, because the people who can speak politics with intelligently with somebody who voted, we'll say it, for Trump, okay, those people who can speak politics in a smart way, those are not the norm.
Sure.
People who spoke politics are a minority. And now, because we've turned into, like, it's become so polarizing and stuff like that, and most of these people don't, like, he was elected because, oh, well, he speaks his mind. It's not policy. These people don't know the first thing about policy.
Sure.
So now that he's elected, they don't look at the news. They don't look at all these things. They don't care. What was really important to people was that he said he was going to reduce grocery prices, right? And
Reduce
everybody's
grocery prices and have a different take on Gaza.
Well, we're
What? Wild.
I have to say, Gaza, to the type of people I'm speaking about, they don't even know where it is.
What? I know some people that voted specifically on that.
Okay.
Right? So again, though, even what I'm saying, it has virtually nothing to do with admitting fault.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything to do with being able to look at things and go, I don't care what you vote for or what side you vote for. If you can't look at the situation that's happening and take the names of the people or the party out of it and put the other side into it doing the same thing and look at it that way to decide if you're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you would be okay with George Soros or Bill Gates doing what Elon Musk is doing, then okay, then you're okay with Elon doing it. If you can look at that and go, wait a minute, isn't that unconstitutional? Yes. Isn't it illegal? Yes. It's illegal no matter who does it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can't just be like, well, it's the side I voted for, so everything they do is untouchable.
No, I think
that's not how it goes.
I think that the problem is that now that the election is over, these issues are over.
But they're not, because people are defending them.
They're defending them because some people, there are people on the left going, hey, guy, like, not everybody,
mm-hmm.
but there are a lot of people that are going, hey, guys, look what you did. Good job.
Right.
You effing idiot.
Right.
And at that point, you're picking a fight with somebody who doesn't have anything to lose because they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Or
they only believe what comes out that supports their side.
They don't know about Gaza. They don't know about, they don't know about the tariffs. They don't know about the things that they're ripping away from the educational system. They don't know about that stuff. They don't, all they care about is, oh, we're getting rid of immigrants. And it's like, yeah, well, you know what? I don't know for sure. I need to, but like, the rumors are from people who are in schools is that ICE will be able to go into a school and pull a child from a school.
Yeah, they can.
And that's not something they take into account. They just
Right.
think this thing that the immigrant or illegal or whatever it is, they think that, oh, well, you know what? They're illegal, so they should just be ripped. It's like, okay, well, you're going to take a child, you're going to expose a child, and not just a child, but the children around this child to like being detained by ICE. Like,
but see,
they don't know about this stuff, and they don't care.
But I can have that argument with somebody. I can go, do you know that this is the way that they're doing this thing? Because I understand voting for less illegals in the country. I understand voting for stronger borders. I understand we may have different versions of how we get there or different ideas of how things should be implemented, but the grand thing I get, right? Now, if they voted a certain way and they made something legal, I can hate that they made something legal, but they changed it and made it legal. If you are blatantly doing things that are illegal and have no oversight, and even the people that have the job don't want you doing it, and you don't have a real job
Scared the shit
with
out of me.
with the government, and yet you're able to get into systems that you could just decide to stop payments on anything. Or to divert funds somewhere else. And there's no oversight. And when asked about oversight, the answer is, well, if he runs into a conflict of interest, he'll bring it to us and then we'll decide. No, he won't. Why? Why do we think he's going to be magic, but other billionaires aren't? Like, hold everyone to the same account. Hold everyone to the same level.
I'm gonna pose this question to you because I don't follow the news very closely.
That was our timer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't follow the news very closely. I graze things, but I do have very informed friends, and I'm super fortunate to have that.
Yeah.
You know? And they open my eyes to certain things. Yeah, I'll look at the news and I'll figure out things for myself. But this particular issue, is huge.
Yeah,
it's enormous, right? But
he's bypassing Congress.
But at the same time, what are the headlines about? DEI.
Well, and they're saying that he found that you said had all kinds of weird payments and stuff. Good, cool. One, Politico is not funded by them. That was a lie. It's proven false. You can check it out. But okay, you want to find corruption? Find it. I'm for it. You want to fire people that are taking huge payments or find where money's going and save it? Cool. Do that. Awesome. I'm for it. Do it legally. We have a system that's set up.
I think I agree with you. I agree with everything.
You can't just go in and be like, I'm going to do what I want.
But I think the problem
is 20-year-olds have your social security number if they want it. Maybe.
I agree with you. And I think the problem is that this problem is happening in the background. It's not happening in the background for you.
I see it a lot.
It's not happening in the background for you.
Right.
Because that's something you caught wind of. And that's something that you're like, hey, this is a major issue.
Well, a lot of things are happening once. They're throwing a lot of things.
But they're throwing a lot of things out at once, and the louder voice is of, hey, if someone's trans, they should be acknowledged.
Right.
That's what humanization.
Yeah.
That's what trumps everything. That's no pun intended. Like
no,
that's what the most important thing is. So that's what everybody's speaking out against.
Mm-hmm.
You know, DEI. Well, you're being racist. You're being sexist. You're being like all of these things. All of these, hey, you need to be a better human things are what's really up in the headlines. But this
Laura
stuff,
Trump's a DEI hire, by the way. So is every single person in the cabinet, because they didn't get hired on merit. They got hired because they deferred to Trump and they did what he wanted to do. DEI does not mean gay and not white. That's not what it means. Understand that.
yes.
Please, everyone understand that.
The issue
and if you think for a second that someone got hired to fly a plane or land something just because they were gay or black, they have to do the same tests and the same things as everyone else has to do and pass all the same things.
Exactly.
All DEI means is that you wouldn't have even got a chance to apply before, but now you do. That's it.
Exactly.
It's not like they're just taking people off the street and going like, fly a plane. Like, they're not doing that.
That's exactly
that doesn't exist.
And those are the things that are swamping the headlines.
Yeah.
So, and then you say you see
Elon's DEI.
You say you see it a lot.
And an immigrant.
Well, because you see it a lot is because that's your hot button issue.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen if you're searching for it and you're looking for it and you
Sure.
got it on your phone, and what's happening? You're flooding your own algorithm with that.
Sure.
So that's why you see a lot of it. But to be honest, on the issues,
I hope
in the
more
world,
people see it, because it's
right. No, that's I agree. But I think that these other issues, where it comes to being a good human, those are all things that are stirring people up, right? And that's what the focus is going to be. So, okay, shift the focus over there. You can't be a terrible human. Like, you can't put laws into place to make you a terrible human. It'll never pass Congress.
right.
It'll never pass.
Well,
But
if you get rid of needing to pass things through Congress,
right. But guess what? That's where the focus is. Your focus is on something that's equally as important, but it's not more important to society at this moment, because there's so many other things happening.
till all their payments stop.
This is buried in all of the other stuff. You know?
See, I don't know. I don't feel like it's buried. I don't feel like it's buried, and I feel like it's
happening.
It just happened this past week, though.
It's happening.
It's another thing.
It's happening in front of our eyes, but it's buried under other headlines. And I don't know, man. I feel like that's what his MO is.
Anything that happens, anything that is happening in the world, if you would not like it, if the other side was doing it, then you shouldn't like it now.
Yep.
If you don't have the ability to look at yourself and go, why am I okay with this? Am I okay with this because I really think this is the right way to do things? Or am I okay with this because I'm adhering to some kind of... Everybody look up manufactured consent, because that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where you create problems that don't exist so that people react to those problems, and they start to just... It's so overwhelming that they don't even want to think anymore. And I see people getting there. They're so tired of it. They're so like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. And that's when it gets dangerous.
That's
when they get you to a point where
it doesn't matter.
It's like when you argue with somebody and you get to that point where you agree to something you would have never agreed to just to get the argument to end. That's what's happening right now.
150%
and
correct.
Both sides do it. So understand that if you're okay with it, maybe you don't understand what it is. And if you're okay with one side but not the other side, then you really don't understand what it is. And you need You need to zip up your pants and put your bias away because it's showing. And we're out of time with that.
We are.
But that was my bacon this week. I was losing my mind.
Yeah, I think you know, as much as we avoid this stuff, yeah, it's unavoidable, and it's unavoidable. And I, you know, not that I want to spend tons of time harping on those things or being on, but I think that giving that issue attention is important enough that we should definitely say it.
I think it's kind of irresponsible not to.
Yeah.
At some point,
because it's because everybody.
I can't pretend I'm not freaking out about it, and then just be like, "Well, I got a show tonight."
Yeah, I think the issue is that it truly is buried under other concerns for people, and it's, you know, bringing it to light is important because, you know, other people aren't.
Yeah.
They aren't. Like, I understand what you're saying about you don't think it is, but it is. I would bet somebody who doesn't truly pay attention to the political climate can tell you all about DEI right now.
Right. Yeah, DEI is a buzzword.
And they can tell you all about this, you know, how messed up it is that you cannot be identify as trans or they.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can tell you about that. I would bet a vast majority of people, if you said, "Hey, you know that they're able to do this?" No idea.
Yeah, you know that you can still identify however you want to identify, or you can still use and respect someone else's way of identifying, and you can still recognize the struggle of minorities and different groups, and you can still be an ally, and you can still do all those things, whether or not the government allows those words on a form. You can still do those things. You can still call it the Gulf of Mexico if you want to. No one can take that away from you. But if you're distracted by those things while there's a dismantling of the way that government is built and supposed to run, and a erasing of checks and balances, and someone is having the ability to not only bring themselves who without security clearance and without different clearances, themselves and a bunch of 20-year-old interns from their car company in to mess around with Medicare, Medicaid, all of your work histories, your social security number,
information, yeah,
your social security. Yet maybe they're not taking it away, but they're able to see it, and they're not supposed to because they don't have the clearance to it, and that's against the law. Those things, when they happen, you can't just be a good person on your own and recognize things the way that you want them to be. We can make the world the way we want it to be, person to person, by just behaving in the way that we want the world to be. No one can legislate that out of you, but they can take away funding, and they can take away your ability to educate yourself, and they can take away your ability to eat and pay for things. So you need to pay attention to those things.
It's
because those things, when they're taken away, become a bigger fight that you cannot get away from.
And just as a little bit of a closeout here to all the people that voted that way because America and freedom and this and that. This is what communism starts to look like. It's the start. It's tactics used in a communist-esque way, and that keep supporting that, because
hey, if you voted a certain way, fine. But whoever you voted, hold them accountable to the laws and the agreements and the social contract that's there.
sure.
Hold them accountable to the law. Don't give them a blank check and an empty pass to do whatever they want because you voted for them.
Exactly.
It is our responsibility to vote our conscience and do what we think is right. But that doesn't mean blindly accept everything that person does. I know there are people that voted because they want the whole thing to burn down because they think government is broken, and I empathize with that. I agree.
Yeah.
There's a big part of me that's like, yeah, burn it all down. But this is what burn it all down looks like. Make sure that you're not putting your house on fire. Hold them accountable. Watch what they do. Be on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side won. It doesn't matter if your side won. Don't just victory lap and then take your hands off the wheel. They're supposed to work for us. Make sure that they can't get into your stuff. Right? It's not only the other side that loses their rights if they go away.
Mm-hmm.
It's you too. So pay attention, hold them accountable, and don't assume that they're just going to tell you the truth, or that they're going to hold themselves accountable, or that they're trustworthy. They're not.
Either side.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
Either side.
Be smart.
Yeah. Fired up, baby. Fired up. Well, guys, we love you. Thank you for joining us.
We do. If we lost you on this, sorry.
Yeah, listen.
You know, it's what it is.
Yeah.
And if I'm dumb and I'm missing something, send me information.
Yeah, I think if we've learned, if you've listened to us for this long, and like, quite frankly, in terms of
thank you, Pinky, for the applause.
Yeah, quite frankly, in terms of elections and how that stuff goes, I am squarely in the middle.
Yeah,
as are most logical humans, and we had a for the past few elections, we really had a choice between a shit sandwich and a shit wrap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of
lower calorie, lower carbs.
Right.
Still shit.
Still shit in the middle. So, take that as you will. We don't begrudge anybody for, and I know a few times I had said, voted one way or whatever. Mm-hmm. I like, if you voted one way or another, I don't care, and I don't begrudge you for it, and I don't think you're a terrible person. But yeah, the
don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball.
Right.
Hold them accountable.
Right. I think that's the big thing is that when your voting is done, when you cast your ballot and you leave that ballot center, or send it in the mail, your job isn't over.
Yeah.
Your job isn't
big
over. One. So educate yourself. Don't be stupid about it.
Yeah. So with that being said, remember one thing to take from this episode. Don't be stupid. 2, to take from this episode. Always evolve. Open your brain to new things, no matter what. And always be willing to look at life like it has more to give you. And remember to ask yourself,
Every single day.
what's that thing that can take your mind off all this stuff? Sorry if it normally was this show.
Yeah. Well, it
But
only went a little over.
That was my
10-minute
my
mark.
bacon this week. So hey, hopefully it'll be a different one next week. And today, tomorrow, next week, what's yours?
What's your bacon?
Yeah, man.